Simi Arif joins us in studio.
He knows more than you can imagine.
Is President Barack Obama a Muslim?
Because you know it's going to be a zoo.
It was already a zoo.
Did anything happen while I was gone? Haven't you noticed the whole place is on fire?
Let me tell you why you're here.
But they can only speak in question. Are there side effects? Or?
Just diarrhea.
My first guess is...
Simi.
Knock, who's there, this guy?
Lesser known somebodies.
Welcome to Africa's 8th best podcast with me, Simi Arif, and today another crush I have is in studio. Julia Stuart. If you guys don't know Julia, you don't watch football. That's how I say it. Julia, lovely to have you.
So is it true that you tell everyone that they are your crush?
Yeah.
I really admire that. You know, you've really upped your
Gotta
odds.
throw bones.
If you don't play the lotto.
You don't
buy
win.
a ticket, you ain't gonna
Can't
win the
win.
lotto,
Can't
right?
win.
Yeah, good
Can't
for you.
win.
Good for you.
I love how as soon as this podcast started, you used your broadcast voice. And didn't use your normal voice. You sound like you're about to give me some information from the news.
You've got to be consistent.
Got to be consistent. People don't know Julia's real voice. They don't know, guys. Just now they're just like, yo, I don't know the Huns sound like that. It's like, that's the reason why I never found Leanne Liebenberg attractive. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I saw Leanne Liebenberg when I was a teenager. I was like, this is the hottest mamacita I've ever seen in my life. And then she was on television and she's speaking normally. And then when I met her in person, I heard her accent. I was like, hey, you fooled me for many years.
Well, it's like David Beckham, isn't it?
David Beckham he's got a TV voice and a normal voice? Oh, yeah, he's got the squeaky
he's just got
thing.
the voice.
Yeah.
So it's like, please don't talk.
Yeah.
Just look attractive.
Just look attractive. Yeah.
There's a few. It happens.
So Julia is a very prominent and very successful and really, really good football broadcaster and journalist. A lot of people don't realize that. They just sometimes go like, oh, maybe she's just there as a pretty face. No. Big people in football know Julia. Peter Drury. He knows you.
That is my new business card.
He said your name, bro.
No, Julia from South Africa.
Julia from South Africa.
Wow.
And we all knew the Julia. There was no other Julia for us to go like, Julia Roberts, she's not from here. It's like, no, it's Julia from South Africa. Even when I watched, I was like, oh, jealous.
Let me tell you the story about that.
Please.
So I do crossings with Premier League TV through SuperSport, who is the biggest rights holder, one of the biggest in the world, right? So I think there's a handful of us, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Asia, South America, North America, and Africa. So I'm representing Africa and SuperSport. And they call you. So in a normal broadcast, you've got comms into the studio itself, and you can hear the feed from the TV and everything. Yeah. It's the most complicated thing to do, to talk and listen to your producer and whoever and the question. Yes. But with Premier League, because we do it via satellite, they call into my cell phone. So I've got my earpiece on, and as soon as my segment is done, I cut the call, and I look up and I go, oh my word, I was on the same show as Peter Drury. He's on after me now. And walk out of studio, not knowing that this man is about to pay me
homage
compliments ever. So I get a message from a friend of mine he's an analyst at one of the local clubs, and he always watches and gives feedback. And, I'm so grateful to this network of people that I have who help me get better, and vice versa. As a journalist, you've got to have your sources, right? And I see a message from him and I thought, oh, great, he's been able to watch, and I can't wait to hear his feedback on the analysis. And then there's another message, and then another and another. And this guy, he's a man of very few words. So now I think, oh, I've made a mistake.
Yeah, something is wrong.
Always the default, I've made a mistake. Then there's a voice note. Then now I'm driving, so I'm trying to be responsible. Yeah. And then there's more messages. I'm thinking, this guy, someone's got his phone. He's been hacked.
Yeah, when someone says, hey, Julia, it's Timothy here. I just need 750 Rand. Yeah.
So then eventually I pull over because now it's like I'm worried. And I listen to the voice note, and it's just like, wow, my friend, I'm so proud of you. Peter Drury, you just said your name. And so now I can't wait to get home and see it. And someone sends me a video, and then suddenly Twitter blows up. Yeah. It was just, honestly, he doesn't know me. Peter Drury doesn't know me. He didn't have to do that.
That's what you think.
Genuine. Yeah. It was the most genuine, most surprising, most incredible compliment ever coming from that
Let
guy.
me tell you, I know exactly what Peter Drury did afterwards. I know exactly because I know men. Peter first looked because he was watching the show because it's a good broadcast. He's like, yo, that's a sweet, sweet nice over there. Africa got some banging woman, son. And then he's like, hey, yeah, Julia, hey, I love what Julia said. That's the one. Then he went into his Instagram, his burner account. Just go look at your followers over there.
The football poet.
Yeah, some guy got numbers in his Instagram name. Drury.See.
Wow.
And then you go look through all your likes there. Go look at who's the recent guy commenting since that thing. Every single time he comments, love your work, Julia. Love your Julia.
So it had absolutely nothing to do with my talking about Kaku's pace on the counterattack or the fact that he's changed.
But that's his thing. But that's his thing. He's just like, he not only does he like beautiful women, he likes beautiful women that know ball.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, I mean, hey, Julia, loved your work today. Now all of a sudden, Peter Drury is watching Chipper United.
Puppies at ball games.
I can just imagine you going, oh, I have to be in Polokwane again. There, Peter's going, Polokwane.
VPN, DSTV
is
now
watching
straight.
Hey guys, on his burner Instagram, hey guys, who has DSTV login details? Trying to learn the words to impress you.
I'm laughing, but I'm genuinely going to look at my followers from that date. I'm going to go back.
I watched the clip many times. I did because I was just like, oh, Julia's gone now. Here's my thing with successful South Africans at some moment, because they do so well in their career, like you have, it gets to a point where something happens and then they're gone. So I was like, I looked at that moment. I was like, yo, Julia's going to be on international television soon. She's going to be in the UK soon. So I have to make my move now so I can secure passports also in the future. I mean, this is not just a podcast episode. This is a CV.
It's an interview.
It's an interview. I'm just like, if there's anybody else out there that's with Julia, be afraid. I want to make sure that I'm in the mix there. I want to make sure. So I was just very happy for you, friend.
Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm so shy. Like, I get random messages all the time. Like, please send a picture of your feet.
Yeah, but I got an idea for that. I will pay you for your feet, Julia. I'll pay you for your feet. I've got a brilliant idea.
Or to actually, this is getting weird.
So hold on. I'm starting a company. Do you know what NFTs are? Non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
It's a big thing in the cryptocurrency world, right?
All right.
I'm starting one called NFFeet.
Oh.
Where I'm making non-fungible tokens of famous people's feet and will sell them. You'll still get royalties. For every purchase, 20% will go towards you. Now all of a sudden, your toes are competing with other people's toes. Eish, that could hurt her. When someone's like, hey.
Well, there's a big mark. I mean, a lot of people from the subcontinent, generally.
Yeah.
Sorry to generalize.
Yeah, we like to call them bobs and vagines people. That's how they spell boobs and vagina. Bobs and vagines.
This is my experience. And as soon as anybody even remotely related to cricket replies to a tweet of mine or likes a picture, the influx is ridiculous.
I know.
There's an avalanche of messages about.
I've been sworn by that same Twitter.
Yeah, I'd like to see more pictures of your toes or whatever.
God.
But I generally get messages like, you are my crutch or hi,
that's nice.
HAIE or just, hey.
Do you look at all of these messages or is it too much now where you just like, there's no point in looking? It's just, if it's not your friend that's following you and messaging you, who are these people?
I mean, sometimes they're funny. Oh, wow. Or sometimes they really like put me in my place. There was a guy who said, I am paralyzed from the neck down or from the waist down. Yeah. But I'd be willing to give you a chance.
My G. I hope you gave him that chance. What a guy.
I didn't know what to reply.
Men are so brave. I just want to say, and I think I've said it on many podcasts, I am not a brave man in the DMs. I am not a brave man in any DMs. When I hear some of my friends, like some of my woman friends are just like, yo, this guy sent me like a dick pic. I was like, firstly, rude. Secondly, the confidence. Yeah. The confidence. I barely post my own face.
I know.
People are just like, yo, you know what Julia's gonna like right now? I was like, I've honest to God, never slid through a woman's DMs in my life. I wouldn't even know the process. Is it high and then you go high back? Let's assume that you do go high back. And then I go,
you gotta use what you've got and make it work. So you have to say something funny.
Yeah, that's easy. But I'm saying that I've also, to be honest, I can provide a lot. I've got a funny father, way more charming than me, and a great mother. She's a doctor. So, the medical aid is banging. And I have a house in Houghton.
Okay.
So now I think I'm doing relatively well.
Okay.
I don't pay for any of those fees though. The bond, the lights, the gas, that all goes to my mom. I'm a struggling artist. So, Julia, that's my CV. But I mean, we do have other things in common, my darling. We both support Arsenal.
We do.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is that the more I work in football, and the more I start doing, so I do Euroconnect on Supersport, which is all Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Champions League, UEFA, Europa League. So I watch a lot of football, and the more football I watch, the less I talk as an Arsenal fan. So there's Julia who's at home wanting to throw things at her TV, having a go at Aubameyang's new hairstyle, which please don't post this on Twitter because he does follow me and I quite like bragging about that.
Aubameyang follows you. Drury got competition.
So I don't want this to come out. A couple of the Arsenal players do actually. But when I'm on screen, I had to make a distinction between Julia who loves Arsenal and Julia who gets paid to be a football presenter.
Wait a sec. I've got it. Okay. Do these people say hello in the DMs? Because I can't compete now with Aubameyang over there. I can't compete. Emile Smith-Rowe, even though you got a receding hairline at 20, and now I can't compete with that.
Hey, they can fix that. Look at Lewis Hamilton. The biggest upgrade in world sports.
Lewis Hamilton's
hairline.
I've never seen something so. I look at it so often and go like, wow. How much is that? How much
is too much though? Because look, it's beautiful.
But Aubameyang's suffering now. I hope, hey, Oba, if you hear this, don't be upset.
Please don't hear this. I love you, Oba.
He's spray painting black now on the forehead line over there to increase it. But I mean, like, do what you have to do, baby. He's got more money, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, but back to Euroconnect. But let me tell you something about Arsenal.
The point was, which I'll repeat very happily, and I want to say this to every aspiring sports broadcaster out there, to every aspiring whoever, your loyalties sometimes they hold you back. Sometimes if you've worked on a campaign and you've been loyal to a certain brand, you cut yourself off from other brands. If you sign with a betting company, for example, understand that you must ask for what you're worth, and you must ask for that because you are now tied to that company. People write you off as that's just what she is. So for me, I've had to make a very clear, like Beyonce has Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. When I am on screen or when I'm talking football in a professional setting, that person is not paid by Arsenal Football Club. So she doesn't actually talk. And I try to be neutral, and I love the fact that people respond to that. Try to be objective, understand that it's big business and big money. You can't go on there as a fan. People just switch off, man.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets. The betting of champions. There's a very funny story.
I need to get out of here. I'm with the competition.
There's a very funny story. It just popped into my head because there's a few questions I wanted to ask, but I definitely want to share this story because I don't think I've ever spoken about it. I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's confirmed, but I'm 99% sure it's true.
Simi Aref, what up, boy?
Simi Aref joins us in studio.
He knows more than you can imagine.
Is President Barack Obama a Muslim?
Because you know it's going to be a zoo.
It was already a zoo.
Did anything happen while I was gone? Haven't you noticed the whole place is on fire?
Let me tell you why you're here.
But they can only speak in question. Are there side effects or?
Just diarrhea.
My first guess is...
Simi.
Look who's there, this guy.
Lesser known somebodies.